Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host Khaleel Ward, and on this episode, I'll be talking about a Netflix original anime called The Beginning. And I've spoken about this before, but this was when I was just doing podcast audio only. And I wanted to do another review for this show because I really enjoy it. Aside from like Seven Deadly Sins, this is probably my favorite Netflix anime. The show is 12 episodes, about 25 minutes each, easy watch. Uh, it can be a little complicated, so I'm gonna try to break it down to make it as simple as possible so people will check it out. There's probably like three stories going on at one time. There's three kind of like main characters that I feel like are the main characters. The first one is Killer B, and he's the focal point of the whole show. He's this killer who comes back around after being gone for a while. And every time he kills someone, he leaves like a symbol. It looks like a bee. And he's very strange. He has wings. He has this weird eye that can do things. His arm turns into a sword. And when in the first episode he kills these two people, you don't see him at all. You just hear them talking about him. And then you have this guy named Keith. He shows up on the scene. He's with the RIS. That's like the police in this particular show. And Keith is super smart, but he's been gone for like 10 years. He is any genius person you can think of in any show. Keith is that. He's very weird. He's clumsy, but if there's a problem, he can probably solve it because he's just that smart. And he returns because Killer B is back, and he's looking for Killer B because he thinks he has something to do with what happened to his sister. His sister was brutally murdered. They tried to convict someone. Keith doesn't believe that person did it, so he's looking for B, so he can get answers to what happened to his sister. Then you have Lily. She also works for the police. She's new. She's very headstrong, unpredictable at times. She clashes with Keith because he just looks at her and thinks she's an idiot. But they're similar in many ways, and a lot of the story follows these three characters in particular. B, his main objective is to find this woman named Yuna because he knows he has a connection with her, but he's only hurting bad people. You know, he's hurting these people who are hopped up on this drug that this villainous group called the Market Makers are like putting people on, and there's like a bunch of them all around the city in different parts of the government and law enforcement and everything. And it's like this gold serum that they take, and it just hypes them up and makes them wild and crazy. So B is essentially killing those people, and then he leaves the symbol as a sign to talk to Yuna, and that's his goal. And every episode you get a little bit from everyone. You get a little bit of what's going on with B, you get a little bit what's going on with Keith, and then you get a little bit what's going on with Lily. The Market Makers, they want to capture B because they believe he's like the king of this particular group. And that's where this show gets really interesting because it's like a deeper backstory to everything that's going on with B, Keith, and the Market Makers. And the earlier episodes give you character development, give you the characters and what's going on with them. And then later on, you get a lot of the backstory. Like episode 7 is honestly amazing because you get so much backstory to what happened to basically everybody involved in this story. Everybody except Lily. Like you get so much backstory in episode 7. And I say if you watch the show, please get to 7. And it explains so much. Like it can be confusing when you first watch it. I watched the show probably like 3 times. It came out in 2018. And everything can be confusing and convoluted in the first time you watch it if you're not really paying attention because you're wondering like, why is this important? And then when you watch episode 7, it's like, wow, it makes a lot of sense. And B is like looked at as this godlike figure to the people in Market Maker, and they want him and they want his powers. B is cool because he's like Mega Man in a way. And if you're not familiar with Mega Man, basically when you play Mega Man and you defeat a boss, you get the boss's powers. So if you're fighting Cut Man and he throws like scissors out, once you beat him, then you can throw scissors out. So Killer B is like that in a sense. He can fight someone, but it has to be a particular person, and then he can get their ability. And he does that in the show, and you see how that happens, in later episodes, and it's really cool. It's just the fight scenes are not long and dragged out like other animes or anything like that, but there are many fight scenes, with B against other people in Market Maker, and it's really cool. I don't know if they're going to do a season 2, so that's why I wanted to talk about it again. Get people out there to watch it, because I enjoy like these Netflix animes. I enjoy the quick animes where it's just like an easy watch. I wish there was another season, but I want you guys to check this out. It's called The Beginning. It's really cool. Again, it's my third time watching it, and I just had to do a review. So if you watched it, let me know if you enjoyed it. If this is your first time, let me know how was the experience. And drop some other animes, whether it's on Netflix or not, in the comments, and maybe I'll check them out. But thank you for listening. Deuces.